what does STRATFI mean to you as a company? And what does that opportunity look like when you compare the enterprise offerings and what you're going to be doing for the government side?
So what STRATFI means for Clearspeed, and really what it should mean for everyone interested in these programs, is a responsible path to programmatic adoption. Right? It's a way in which you can take a series of learnings from your earlier phase 1, phase 2, bring them forward, and think broadly and inclusively around the total problem. Like for us, it's been incredible to work on some TAC-FIs on a product basis. So taking products, making enhances, doing changes, and delivering that thing, and then transitioning into a phase 3. That's been amazing, and we've been very excited about that, and could not have done that without Outpost support throughout the entirety of the project. The second thing, though, is bridging into how do we make a series of products into a platform. So really, you're starting with the end in mind. If I was in the Air Force or in the DoD enterprise, looking at cost and looking at expense, you want something that is less costly, that reduces spend. And so putting ourselves in those shoes, STRATFI helps us think about the end in mind, building something once with architecture that's open, nimble, agile, and allows us to work with our customers for changes that come up on a repeatable basis. And so we don't need to keep, having added expense around the architecture of the broader platform. The trust platform for us, STRATFI will allow us to go on a responsible roadmap and build with this end in mind, where we could help recruits, force protection at bases, digital due diligence, insider threat, all matters of things where risk exists. The totality of those need to be kind of understood from this vision of a platform. And we believe that along the way, we'll learn things that don't work, where Clearspeed may be working in the enterprise, but won't have a one-for-one value over on the defense side. But we'll also have discoveries that will allow us to test and then validate those use cases, build them into the final product, and ultimately end with an extremely efficient, cost-effective way to allocate resources, minimize impact on troops, but provide this data point that simply doesn't exist. So for us, it's a way to bring, in an evolutionary sense, what is a revolutionary concept, which is coming at risk assessment from trust, not from fear or threat. And that's a new way to be thinking about it for the enterprise, but we think that's how it has to happen. And so STRATFI will allow us a way in which to responsibly undertake this with the end users every step of the way, and lockstep, bringing this new development, this new platform forward.
As you're communicating to your board, as you're communicating to your teammates, what is the timeline for truly scaling inside a government and getting to a program of record?
The timeline for truly scaling varies. When I started, the timeline was this can be as quickly as, happen as quickly as a couple of years. The reality is, I think you need a 5-year horizon in mind. And the reason I say that is, you'll need, or at least we needed, a couple years to get the phase 1, phase 2 motion, figure out which products in the DoD market will be most effective. And then you really need that 3 or 4 year view from the STRATFI to convert, a suite of product ideations into a platform. In our case, into a platform. And so for me, I have a real 5-year horizon in mind with the STRATFI process. A year to undertake it, with getting the advocacy, hopefully getting the award, and then transitioning into a responsible, kind of thoughtful 3 to 4 year process, which will bring us to that, that program of record. Here's a new thing that exists. Before anyone flies anywhere to a new place, they're checking off the proverbial Clearspeed from the shelf to go enable their mission set, et cetera, et cetera. And this vision is one that's long term. So from an investor base, or shareholder base, they might say we could do so much more faster in the enterprise world. And they may be right. But if the long view for Clearspeed is we're here for a generation, then actually this is the responsible and very rapid way to do it. If you think about it, 3 years to go from a couple products to an actual platform that's being serviced for the whole enterprise, I mean, that's incredible. AFWorks provides you the ability to do that. You have to be thoughtful and have kind of the long game in mind. And this is the best, and in my opinion, the only way you should do it.
Fantastic. And I agree. That timeline means large scale growth for not only the company, but also the product lines and maturity that has to happen along the way there too.